I just got fucking permabanned.
575 to 478.
Go ahead, 575.
The streamers are live and currently exploiting request permission to issue a permanent ban.
You have a go 575. Enjoy.
Roger that, and thank you.
These cheaters have been punished by the men and women from Ricochet. All streamers are guilty until proven innocent.
Battlefield just dropped a massive update. I gave a quick breakdown of the key changes in our YouTube community post as soon as they broke the news. Now I wanted to focus on two big areas, movement and exploiting, and explain why this update has frustrated so many Call of Duty streamers and content creators. At the end of the day, it really comes down to one thing. They can't make their cringe content anymore. These creators love pumping out clips where they spam jump, such as bunny hopping, or abuse some other cheap mechanic. Anything to avoid a fair gunfight. Then they turn around and call themselves movement demons. That's even worse than joining the aiming community. You're just asking to be bullied. The streamers wanted movement, and Battlefield said, absolutely not. We don't want that crap in our game. We want our game to be about map awareness and weapon skill. Not about who can dance around the map like a fanny fairy in Heat. They also talked about players who were exploiting the game. These cheaters would glitch onto rooftops that weren't meant to be accessible, or slip through invisible walls and take out enemy players from unfair positions. Now, when I exposed this, they claimed it wasn't cheating because you're allowed to cheat in a beta. That's what it's for. I'm not joking. That's actually what they said. Now, I've been put out a series of videos explaining the rules and to stop cheating, but they refused and continued, claiming exploiting and glitching is allowed because all the streamers are doing it. It's 2025 and I'm having to tell Generation Fruit Loop that cheating isn't allowed. Okay, the rules are clear. Here's what EA said. We observed some players finding a way to reach rooftops and venture out of bounds. This gameplay is not intended for these maps, and the upcoming ladder for the Assault class is also not designed to access these areas. We're actively working on adjustments to prevent unintended access and ensure gameplay stays within the intended boundaries. This is called cheating. And when they tell you the streamers would never cheat, remember this. They are literally cheating live on stream, and the game isn't even out yet. They couldn't wait to cheat. They love it. EA really nailed this. They're clearly in touch with their player base. One idea I mentioned in an older video is to simply lower the out-of-play height to the tallest rooftop allowed in the map. And for those trying to exploit glitches outside the intended playable space, just trigger a Return to Battlefield countdown. They'll get the message fast. Recently, I contributed in exposing Riley CS, better known as Catgirl, who in my opinion was cheating in Battlefield. Someone came to his defense and said he wasn't cheating, didn't offer any counter-defense, debunk any claims, simply said everyone calling him a cheater is transphobic. Yeah, that didn't sit well with the community after that. He was dubbed on Reddit as a gay Hitler.
As a trans woman, how, like, the absolute audacity, don't you know how bad this is going to look for all the trans people, all the trans girlies?
As many of you know, I recently exposed Otter for exploiting a glitch to kill enemy players in the Battlefield 6 beta. There's no disputing this. He's literally standing on the roof. As you can see here. I proved this by sharing the full uncut clip to preserve context. On top of that, I revealed how he lied and falsely claimed to be a Battlefield 6 developer in order to virtue signal for the cheater, Riley CS. The same player who, in my opinion, was blatantly rage hacking in the game. I also documented his history of bans across multiple games, backing everything up with solid evidence. I don't just make things up. I always aim to provide the strongest proof possible, present my findings to the community, and encourage people to think critically.
Dude, this fucking channel needs to straight up be deleted, dude. What the fuck is going on? How can you like be allowed to spread that much misinformation about people? That's insane.
Instead of simply admitting he made a mistake and shouldn't have done it, he tried to claim he could use a legal notice to hide the truth and silence my voice.
Oh, I could DMCA this guy. That's funny.
But creators like him can't actually do anything. Not only would a legal move be a costly mistake, but I would immediately counterclaim, proving that my opinions are backed by my own evidence. Sure, they yap online about how they'll sue, copyright strike, or try to shut down the channel. But deep down, they all know one thing. If it ever came to court, I would bury them. I don't let things slide. I'm determined, I believe in what I do, and I back up every claim with proof. If I call someone a cheater, it's because I have evidence they were cheating. And when a court rules in my favor, their miserable streaming careers are finished, and they know it. That's why all they can do is yap. I've been one of the strongest critics of Riley the Cheater. I've watched the clips, done my research, and based on the evidence, I believe he's cheating. And I have every right to say that. Like I've said before, what kind of person goes out of their way to annoy the Battlefield community, then acts surprised when they get called a cheater? Don't you have anything better to do with your life on Christmas Day? The whole purpose of those clips is to stir people up. They'll throw in some aim here and a little toggle there just to bait reactions, all while hiding behind subtle cheats and automated aim corrections. Neo Rooch was a perfect example of this, which is why he never shows up to LAN, especially after that Apex event. But back to the point, nobody's watching those clips thinking, wow, what a great player. You wanted to be seen as a cheater so badly. Congratulations, you pulled it off. But now the story has been twisted. Simply because we exposed Riley for cheating, and because he insisted on identifying as a female kitten, which I refuse to indulge, I'm suddenly being branded a Nazi. I'm a Christian, I believe in God, and I won't compromise those values. One of them came to my channel and was offended by what I believe to be a pretty respectful comment. I'll let the little female kitten explain.
Not about the transphobia. Let me double down on the transphobia, though. Let them stay in their own lane. What do you... What we gotta do, we gotta put the trans people in, in camps. But they need to be somewhere by themselves in their own lane, away from the general normal populace, is the subtext there. And nobody has a problem with, you obviously have a problem with them. But you can't force people to call others a cat or donkey or anything other than their biological preference. What does that even mean?
To put it nicely, you're not a female cat. But let's continue.
Huh? The world is going back over. What does that mean? What does that mean? The world is going back over? It's got nothing to do with transgender. It's all about cheating. It's very obvious from this very bigoted paragraph here, I guess. It's a paragraph. I guess it qualifies as that it is very much about just being a transphobe, just being a bigot, just being a shitty person.
He then had a meltdown with the community as he realized other people have a different opinion to his. It's hilarious. Let's watch.
You just said it right here, you dumb... What are you, an idiot? All of you idiots are worse than any cheater in any video game. Being a bigot is worse than cheating in video games. That's why I said every post is just an admission. It's about the transphobia and not the cheating, because it is. And he does it right here. Catman, Call of Shame.
As everyone knows, this is about cheating. But I'm sorry, I can't take this seriously with the creepy little pink outfit and the tail. Like, what are we even talking about? I'm not playing into that, and I never will.
If you say things that make you look like a Nazi, people will call you a Nazi. That's just how it works.
And that's their problem to wrestle with, not mine. Look, I'm old school, and Call of Duty? It's just not for me anymore. I don't belong there now. It's not made for people like me. And I can't adapt to all this new school fanny-fairy nonsense. I'm Battlefield, and I'd suggest you do the same. Because Activision, they don't want people like us. They made their choice and sided with the streamers. So be it.
So what do you do with good